You might ask me why I'm doing these clips. Well, spent some time with the Mormons. It seems to me like I wasted my time. So I figured I must do something about the time that I spent with them. There must be some purpose of my being there. They feel a strong purpose, at least. Maybe they only imagine that they feel that purpose. But I believe in a purpose of everything that I am doing, of everything that is happening to me. So these clips can keep away somebody, I hope more than one person, but even if one person away from that church, it would be at least something good out of my experience with them. I'm not saying that that they are some kind of very evil, because it's not the point. You cannot look at something that is evil and see immediately or tell immediately that it is very evil just by the way it looks. I think that why they are there, it is because they are among people of their own kind. When, for example, they were stopping other people, I asked myself, why didn't they stop me? Was it because I was too short? Was it because I was overdressed, underdressed, carrying a bag? Maybe I looked Polish. It was like when I came here to Aberdeen and stopped some people to ask them for directions, it happened that all of them were Polish. And I turned out to my daughter. At that time I was with my daughter and pointed out to her that somehow subconsciously I must have felt that they were Polish. That's why I stopped them. Why don't I stop somebody else? What's the probability that how many, 3 or 4 people I stopped, all of them were Polish? What is the probability? Let's say there is 10% of, I believe that even less, 5% of Poles living here in Aberdeen. So what's the probability? Well, very low. Very low. Something 1 out of 1,000, 1 out of 20,000. So why the Mormons didn't stop me? They must stop their own kind of people, like I stopped. Somehow I felt they were Polish, and I stopped them and asked them for directions. So what makes me different from them that they did not stop me? Maybe IQ. Once I took a test, IQ test, and well, it was good. And I didn't notice that they were kind of very intelligent people. Were nice and outspoken, but well, I believe that they, when you are relaxed and sometimes not distracted by your thoughts, not being too careful of what kind of words you are supposed to use or how to express yourself, you can be really outspoken, as they were. and they trained their speeches among themselves and kind of admired each other for what they say. So that's what made them really good spokesmen. But so but the things they were saying were just sometimes unbearable. Like when you wanted to argue with them that something was not true. I said, for example, about some evidence that the Book of Abraham, I believe, was not true, or was possible that it was not true, because some scriptures were deciphered by Egyptologists. They said, like, do you believe God or do you believe scientists? I didn't know how to react on this kind of argument. Didn't ask them who is God, Joseph Smith or they. And then they, for example, once told them about a living prophet. When one of they have a living prophet, and I said, what did he prophesied? What makes him a prophet? And they said that he said to them to keep away from alcohol, to keep away from smoking, and to keep out of debt. Well, I said, well, this makes me a prophet too, because I told in Poland my friends, my family, not to take these were so-called mortgage loans in other currencies, and later on I happen to be right, because loans that they took within 2 or 3 years were about, even though they paid regularly their debts, their loans was like at least twice as much as they had borrowed, and that's what I prophesied. Also, I told that houses will, the prices on houses will go down, and that time other economists and experts said that I was crazy. So I said, you can call me a prophet too. And everybody knows that smoking is bad, and everybody knows that drinking alcohol is not good either if you drink too much. Well, and then one of them said, you know, I saw him, and just by seeing him you have this kind of feeling that he is the prophet. If you yourself saw him, you would know immediately that he is a prophet. Well, I say, you see me, and some people might say I am a prophet too. But you can't argue with